Today is the age of the Internet. The Internet has transformed the way we live and communicate with one another. It has provided knowledge, joy, comfort, and even liberty. It's difficult to imagine a world without the Internet. Because of the Internet, we were able to create this video and distribute it to our favorite subscribers. Before moving forward, subscribe this channel so that you don't miss any tech-related update. But did you know that nearly half of the world still lacks Internet access? That seems peculiar, doesn't it? However, it is the truth. Elon Musk's SpaceX is installing satellites, which will provide global Internet coverage to counteract this and make the Internet available to everyone on the planet. But how does the Internet function from orbit? How do Starlink satellites provide Internet access from space? Will they have an impact on our world? Let's talk about all of this and more. SpaceX's Starlink project aims to build a global broadband network by deploying a constellation of low Earth orbit, LEO satellites, to provide high-speed Internet services. This technology is ideal for providing Internet access in rural and geographically isolated areas where Internet services do not exist. Starlink makes use of satellite Internet service technology that has been in use for decades. A satellite system broadcasts radio signals over space rather than using cable technologies, such as fiber optics, to carry Internet data. Ground stations transmit signals to satellites in space, which then transmit the data to Starlink subscribers on Earth. The goal of Starlink is to create low-latency Internet all across the world. However, Starlink is not the only company that provides Internet via satellites nowadays. OneWeb, Amazon Kuiper, Viasat, and other companies are all interested in this emerging market. However, SpaceX outperforms everyone for the following reasons. Rather than a few large satellites, Starlink employs thousands of small ones. Starlink employs LEO satellites, which orbit the Earth at a height of only 550 kilometers above sea level. This lower geostationary orbit boosts Internet speeds while reducing latency. The Starlink satellites are smallsat-class CubeSats, weighing between 100 and 500 kilos, that are put into low Earth orbit at a height of around 600 kilometers. In May 2019, SpaceX launched their first batch of 60 Starlink satellites, each weighing roughly 230 kilos. SpaceX's original goal was to launch a satellite constellation of 4,000 cross-linked satellites. Today, that figure has risen significantly. The technology does not connect directly from satellites to phones. Instead, it employs flat user devices the size of a pizza box that use phased array antennas to track the satellites. The terminals must be positioned somewhere visible from the sky. The first images of the antennas were discovered in 2020, and Elon Musk stated they resembled a UFO on a stick. This antenna is mislabeled as a Starlink, but is more commonly known as a UFO on a stick, or Dishy McFloatface. When activated, the self-pointing antenna swiftly sweeps the sky and locks onto the nearest overhead satellite, assuming the ambient temperature is less than 122 degrees Fahrenheit. Then it seamlessly maintains that connection as each new Starlink satellite appears and the old one disappears over the horizon. Starlink connectors include motors that self-adjust to the proper angle for viewing the night sky while maintaining connection. SpaceX also maintains at least 32 ground stations in the United States and has permission to build many more in the future. Starlink communicates with the ground units via Ka-band. In a 400-square-meter gated-off area, a standard Starlink ground station consists of 9 2.86-meter antennas. According to their filing, SpaceX's ground stations would also be deployed on-site at Google data centers throughout the world. As a result, service is now dependent on a network of gateways, which are ground stations. These stations, which are located all around the world, share signals with the Starlink satellites by tapping into existing fiber optic infrastructure. As a result, A user's home antenna connects to a Starlink satellite as it passes overhead, connecting them to the local gateway. As a result, clients must have a ground station within 500 miles of their property in addition to their own antenna in order to receive service. Things will not remain this way for long. Starlink developers have previously tested with a number of laser-interacting prototype satellites. Instead of connecting folks to a local ground station, the lasers would allow satellites to communicate directly at the speed of light, which is faster in space than in fiber optic cables. Starlink will be able to solve high-speed internet problems in rural areas. With the deployment of more Starlink satellites in the future, practically all places of the globe will have internet access. As humans attempt to terraform Mars in the future, Starlink satellites will aid with internet connectivity. So, what do you think of Starlink's massive constellation? Will it be possible to provide internet access to everyone on the planet? Tell us what you think in the comments section below, and please share the video with your friends.